Welcome back to my channel. Your orchid that has bloomed gets tired after a while and eventually starts lying on its side in its flower pot. Now, the roots of this orchid should be taken care of. It should be strengthened to bloom again and properly placed in the same pot. So let's watch how these are done together. This orchid is about 3 years old and has now started to lie on its side in its flower pot. This tired orchid needs to have healthy roots in order to stay up again. To get stronger, he stretches his roots so that he gets as many minerals as he can from the moisture in the air. We will not cut these roots, but rather we will change its function. When we remove it from the porcelain pot, we understand that the root color is close to gray, so it needs to be watered. Green root tips are a good sign. It is still alive and continues to develop. Carefully remove it from the plastic container. And definitely do not try to dry clean the tree barks located between the roots. If you try to remove them one by one, you will damage the roots. To clean it without damaging the roots, dip it in the water and slowly separate the shells from around the roots. The roots will get wet and the shells will come out more comfortably. As the roots absorb water, they begin to become dark green. The underside of the pot is completely surrounded by the roots. As you try to get these shells from here, the roots will be damaged, and the damaged roots will rot over time. In fact, it will be better to leave it in water for about 10 minutes in terms of loosening the roots. Then shake it in this way to make the shells fall out. Most of the shells in the middle of the roots have been removed. The roots that are dark green are healthy roots. We will not touch them. We will only remove the ones that are decaying. Now I place the roots in a container to both feed and absorb water. We will keep it in the water until the bottom of the air roots. I have saved up the boiled egg juice. I will completely fill it with this water. After waiting for about 10 minutes, you can take it out. You will determine the roots that you will prune more easily thanks to doing this. At first, when checking for rotten roots, squeeze and pull the root slightly. If they peel off and remain in your hand when you pull, cut off that root. After performing the first check, cut off the non-green roots which are dry and hard. We don't touch the green ones, but the bottom of this root is green and the other half is dry, so we can cut this off as well. Cut these dry ones completely. If it stands out when you hold it just now, the example for the root I said is here. If it splits from the root like this when you grab and pull, you can cut that off from the bottom as well. Take all the dry and scraped ones. We have done our cleaning. These are the aerial roots, but I'll put some of them in the pot. Important thing is here, to correct the obliquity on the upper side. This way we will make it stand upright. Gently straighten it in this way. If you do this process without really wetting the roots will break. Currently, the roots are flexible and they can stretch comfortably. I pour garlic and aspirin mixture that I prepared in a day advance into a boiled egg water. I will tell you in a moment how we prepared this garlic and aspirin juice. Put the roots of your cleaned orchid in this water. Let it stay in this water for about 10 minutes. Also spray drinking water to the aerial roots to make them able to gain flexibility. A well-groomed orchid blooms every 6 months, expends excessive energy during the flowering stage, and needs to gather its energy again to get ready for the next flowering. This mixture will speed up the energy collection of your orchid again, which encourages it to produce flower branches. After root care is carried out and the orchid provides the minerals it needs to the roots, we can plant it back in its pot. We will wet them before and extend some of the air roots which have flexibility structure into the pot, after which they will continue their development by absorbing the water in the pot. I don't use new orchid soil. If there are no floor lices or mushrooms on it, you can use the old ones as well. You can reach the video about the floor lice in the orchid from the link above or from the link I will add to the explanations. Fill all the gaps truly. Fill the orchid by holding it upright and pressing it evenly all over. I put the orchid back in its porcelain pot to keep the moisture in its roots. The roots absorb the water very well, the color is dark green. We filled the soil completely. It will stay in the pot for about a week. The minerals we give will nourish the orchid for a week. Our orchid, which previously stood overturned, is now more neat. As for the garlic and aspirin mixture, I used 2 large garlic cloves here. Finely chop the garlic. Take 1 aspirin or 2 baby aspirins and crush it well. Transfer the garlic and aspirin to a jar filled with water. Close the jar and let it stay there for a day. Even after a day from our orchid care, you can easily observe how the leaves of the orchid have become alive. There are many natural fertilizer production for our orchid care in my channel. Share this video so that everyone can see it and comment on it. At least write a feedback such as simple thank you or a suggestion. If you liked the video, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe and activate the bell to learn about the next stage of this orchid and support my channel. See you in my next videos.